Tonight, a Target 12 investigators exclusive. Secret recordings revealed. We've obtained the FBI tapes that shook the town of North Providence to its core.
And now it's going to be 4 of us. So you come tomorrow night, if you go along with the show and vote for everything, we'll give you $4,000.
In the wake of this corruption crackdown, 7 people have pleaded guilty and another convicted by a jury.
Now, for the first time, here are the secret conversations picked up by an FBI bug.
And the tapes we got our hands on raise serious questions about one powerful figure who has not been charged.
Target 12 investigator Tim White has the exclusive details from the Northwest Mobile Newsroom.
The voices on the recordings that we've obtained tell a story that ultimately lead to 3 North Providence town councilmen pleading guilty. But there's still a nagging question about where the cash came from and why there have not yet been charges for providing the money. Mr. Zamorano, did you sell your votes? The way convicted former North Providence town councilman John Zamorano tells it, the meeting in developer Richard Beccari's office was worth a bigger cut of the bribe.
I went there twice in this guy's office, face to face with Richard Beccari, negotiating this deal. I said, you know what, guys? I said, but I put my on the line over here.
John Zamorano was spilling the beans to Paul Caranci. What Zamorano didn't know was Caranci, a former town councilman himself, was wearing a wire for the FBI. Mr. Zamorano. While we cannot confirm Zamorano's accusations on the recordings, they come directly from court documents and were key in the successful prosecution of the case.
I'll be honest, I got a few thousand more than anybody.
The superseding indictment against the 3 town councilmen refers to an unindicted co-conspirator investigators called John Doe Number 1. It alleges John Doe Number 1 agreed to pay $25 grand in exchange for their votes to approve a controversial supermarket.
I have no comment.
During the trial of disgraced and convicted lawyer Robert Cerisi, prosecutors told the court who they believe is John Doe Number 1, Richard Beccari.
Well, when I went down Richard's, it was the first time I ever did something like that, right? And he said, come on in, come on in. Now, Bobby Cerisi's like this with him, so he knew. And Bobby, he does this all the time, Johnny, but you got to go talk to him. Huh? So I met Bobby Cerisi down there. We get in the room, and I thought we were going to have like this 3-man talk. He said to Bobby, leave the room. Now, he's like this with Bobby. So he says, what is it going to take?
So it's just you and him?
Yeah, he said, what is it going to take? What's it going to take?
Oh, so he asked you.
Yeah. What's it going to take?
That makes it easy.
In this conversation, Zamorano tells Caranci his version of the story of how he was paid off moments after green-lighting the supermarket project.
So I called Bobby on the cell phone. I said, what's the plan? He said, meet him down there in the parking lot. So I go down there. I was in this car, right? I pulled up. His Mercedes, whatever, parked this way. I pulled up close. I opened the window. He threw the money in a bag right on my lap. He says, thank you, bud.
Oh, my word. It's like the movie.
By all accounts, the person who supplied the cash for the bribe has never been charged. It's clear, however, the U.S. Attorney's Office points to Beccari. According to trial transcripts, prosecutor John McAdams said in court when Robert Cerisi learned that Beccari wanted to bribe Zamorano. Target 12 reviewed court records and case evidence and uncovered a number of challenges prosecutors faced in pursuing Beccari. For one, Zamorano was convicted of making false statements to a federal agent. In other words, the disgraced councilman is a convicted liar. Importantly, prosecutors say it wasn't Beccari who physically delivered the cash that night. They say it was disgraced lawyer Robert Cerisi, who now sits in a prison cell. But what about those meetings Zamorano claimed to have with Beccari?
He said to me, you deliver 4 votes, I'll give you $25,000. I says, I'll get them done.
Agreeing to
Rhode Island U.S. Attorney Peter Nerona declined to be interviewed, but in a statement, spokesman Jim Martin says it's policy not to comment on ongoing investigations. Whether or not additional charges will be brought in the future in this matter is unknown at this time. We reached out to Richard Beccari repeatedly for a comment on our report. Each time through a lawyer, he denied our request for an interview. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.